Hi everyone, this is Marin Hirsch, the sales manager at NetElixir. We're so excited you're joining us today for our December webinar about the Thanksgiving weekend results, trends, and insights. So thank you for joining us. We're going to go ahead and get started with a brief intro about NetElixir. We are a highly technological and math-driven global search marketing agency located in Princeton, New Jersey. We've been incorporated since 2005, and we have a whole team here of over 75 phonetically analytical search marketers. We offer 3 different business lines of services, technology, and consulting. We do have our own enterprise-level technology as well as SEO and SEM technology for small businesses. So we have the services, technology, and consulting business lines. One thing that's very important to NetElixir and what we've been focusing on a lot lately is humanizing each and every click. It's really important for us to learn who is behind each click online and what makes them think, what makes them tick, and to really learn more about them. So for the past 10 years that we've been in business, we've had a really strong focus on the retail industry as well as travel. So this is just a sampling of some of the clients we work with, from electronics, apparel, all different kinds of accessories, car parts, you name it. We work with all different kinds of clients. So this is just a sampling to give you an idea of some of our clients. So about NetElixir University. We were launched in 2012 with a vision of educating 10,000 businesses worldwide by 2015. We invite you to join our LinkedIn group, NetElixir University. And just a little background about today's presenter, Udayan Bose. He is the founder and CEO at NetElixir. He also founded PartyBingo.com, and since knowledge sharing and education is so important to him, he is a guest lecturer at the Johnson School of Management at Cornell University, as well as the City University of New York, Baruch, and the Indian School of Business. So today's table of contents, the topics that we're going to be covering today. First, we're going to be discussing the results from the Thanksgiving weekend, the impressions, the clicks, and the conversions. And we're going to be sharing some really interesting insights about the shopping behavior I think you're going to be really interested in. And also, we wanted to, with this rocky and uneven start to the holiday shopping season, we've recalibrated our holiday marketing calendar and wanted to share that with you so you can use that to prepare for the remainder of the holiday season. So basically, I'm going to pass it off to Udayan Bose now, who's going to be presenting. Udayan, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you, Marin, for the introduction. Let me start by explaining as to how exactly we went about this analysis or survey. So between midnight, or let us say 00 hours on Thanksgiving Day, which was this year 27th of November, and midnight of Cyber Monday, which was 1st of December, we used our technology called LXR Insights to capture real-time search marketing data and data which sort of pertain to specific areas like cost per click, average order value, but we also went beyond and tracked what are the overall product mixes looking like, what is the conversion rate looking like, etc., etc. We focused specifically on 12 holiday categories for this research, and overall we analyzed about a little more than 50 million search impressions over this 4-day period as such. We did this to answer fundamentally a few questions. We wanted to gain a little deeper insight into the customer behavior. The holiday season always throws up something interesting, something unique, and we wanted to gain a deeper insight in terms of how people search online and how they buy online. Based on that, I mean, we sort of came up with which is actually 90% of my segment is only specifically focusing on that. Certain insights are quite interesting. The holiday marketing calendar is something that NetElixir has been producing for the last 3 years now, and we do a huge amount of data mining. Again, for the data mining, we use those 12 holiday categories and focus on about 32 mid-tier and large retailers for that. So this year it was interesting because the Thanksgiving weekend went off on a very unusual start, let us say. And that's the reason we had to calibrate or recalibrate the calendar that we had produced way back in August of this year. But more on that as we really proceed through the presentation. So let us start with the results first. Results, trends, some interesting insights. So we tried to compare for the same period, almost like a year-on-year comparison, so 2013 versus 2014 data. And if you look at the overall search impressions, and we have taken the same sort of test group almost, the overall impressions went up by about 21%, which was a substantial jump. So there were a lot more searches which were happening. The overall conversions went up by about 14%, and this is aggregated for this 4-day period. The average order value was almost flat, so it was just grew by about 0.6%. The interesting part was the cost per click, and specifically on Google AdWords, came down by about 7%. And we believe that really happened because the percentage of mobile searches which happened this holiday season was significantly higher than what happened in 2013. And as we all know that the average mobile CPCs are anywhere between 15 to 18% less expensive or cheaper compared to the desktop CPCs. One of the things which has really been of great interest for us is understanding how people think, and what can be a better time to really do such a research than the holiday season. That's the reason we sort of asked a very fundamental question: when did shoppers search and when did they buy on Black Friday? Now, this chart that you see in front of you, it basically sort of captures 3 metrics. You have the impressions, a blue line, you have the clicks, which is the red line, and finally you have the orders or actual conversions, which is the yellow line. Now, one of the obvious observations was, I mean, this we have captured it for every hour of the day. So it starts from 00 hours and goes on till about midnight of Black Friday. I don't know if some of you have already noticed something a little abnormal, but if you have not, let me sort of dive into that clearly. This is when the number of searches, impressions, clicks, which is actually site visits, and orders all sort of saw a spike. And what was the time? That was between 10 in the morning and roughly about 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Now the obvious question is, this is Black Friday. Shouldn't people be visiting the stores and buying there? And this was, interestingly, the first time we are observing that sort of a pattern happen on a Black Friday. Normally, the pattern on a Black Friday is post 6 p.m. the overall traffic sort of going online and purchasing online increases quite substantially. But in the last, I mean, since 2008, we have been conducting this research and presenting our information. This is the first time since 2008. So this would be the 6th presentation. This is the first time when we are seeing a huge spike in the traffic, the website visits, as well as the number of conversions between the 10 a.m. and 3 p.m., which is normally expected to be on Black Friday, the time when people visit malls, visit those stores to buy stuff. So we did some amount of brainstorming within the company, and we said that maybe shoppers have checked their local store deals on Thanksgiving Day, and maybe they were not really very impressed. So that was, I think, one assumption. Maybe they had gone to their local stores on Thanksgiving Day, and they knew all the deals, and they thought that they could get something better. Even more concerning, probably, was maybe the possibility of better deals online caused this shift, because there is this there is this unique thing of dissonance that we are observing this time. And that's a very important remark that I am making, a very important dissonance factor which is happening during this holiday season, which was very, very prominent on Black Friday. People always expect, should I buy it in the store despite being a great deal being on there, because maybe I can get something cheaper online when I buy the same stuff. And in any case, there very clearly appears that the buyer behavior is definitely changing. Or again, I mean, we as a company are an exceptionally analytical bunch, and or has it changed already? Right? We thought that it is changing, it is sort of moving on, but maybe it has already changed, and maybe none of the retailers were able to project it or forecast that change, and as dramatic as that change would be when they were making their projections. So let me move on to the next slide, which captures essentially the same graph but on Cyber Monday. Now this is the big online shopping day. I mean, Cyber Monday has been historically the #1 online shopping day as such. Now this, thankfully so, follows a more predictable pattern, right? You see a big chunk which is happening outside the office hours. So again, the interesting part was 44% of all the online purchases happened between 6 p.m. and midnight. But if you really look at the overall, look at this gray bar. This is 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's probably when people were there in office or they're in workplace, and that is when the searches really happened. So you see this spike in the blue line, and also to an extent the red line as such. So people were doing a lot of searches, but they were probably sort of making the purchases at the end. Though I must say that understandably the overall searches went up also post 6 p.m. So then we tried to aggregate, and this is, I think, one of those slides which really shocked me. I must say, I've been sort of doing this webinar, not only webinars, I'm sharing this research paper since 2008. If you look at it, we have tried to classify what percentage of all the impressions, clicks, and orders happened on each one of these days. So the blue part of the table, or the blue pie, happens to be Thanksgiving. Weekend, we have clubbed Saturday and Sunday together to come up with the weekend numbers, which is the purple pie. And then we have Cyber Monday, which is the green pie. And then we have Black Friday, which is the red pie. The interesting thing, again, you would observe that the number of impressions on Thanksgiving Day of 17%, clicks of 21%, and orders of 17% again. This is crazy stuff. Just 2 years back, this number was less than 10%. People were not expected to do shopping on Thanksgiving Day. They were expected to enjoy some time off with their families. But is it like an over-aggressive approach towards the discount starting, the store staying open, etc., which is probably somehow really changing the entire consumer the consumer behavioral landscape? We would tend to think so. At least the data shows that. The emergence of Thanksgiving Day, I would think, is the biggest, as one of the key shopping days. In a very dramatic fashion, has been, I think, one of those wow moments or observations for this year. Like, again, to just put things in perspective, I was also able to analyze what was exactly the same numbers or the same ratios back in 2012. Now, in 2012, the Black Friday sales were 370% higher than that on Thanksgiving Day. 370% higher, 3.7x. That number has crazily dropped to 1.4x, right? So if you really look at the overall pie mix, I mean, in the entire Thanksgiving weekend, Black Friday contributed to about 25%. So 1 out of every 4 sale or purchase which happened over the Thanksgiving weekend happened on Black Friday. But look at Thanksgiving, 17% of all the sales which happened on these 4 days. And that, mind you, sort of included two of the conventionally biggest shopping days in the entire year. So that we found it to be pretty interesting, along with the overall transition within Black Friday as such. So we came up with some other pretty interesting and unique observations. And so what our team also did was we analyzed, other than our 32 clients that we were tracking for this particular study, we also analyzed some of the other best practices. And one of the things which was a lot more prominent this year was the ability of retailers, some advanced retailers, to change their promotions or the daily deals based on an real-time ROI tracking or return on investment tracking. So it is almost as if they were really capturing the hourly ROIs, and based on that they were predicting which promotion they should be running. One of our clients, Lenovo, actually sort of paid huge returns because of this real-time predictive promotional changes based on the overall ROI on an hourly basis. So that was, I think, again, just to give you an understanding of the level of sophistication of these marketers, right? Think of it, you are able to switch and change promotions based on the ROAS. You're able to change the product mix on which the promotions are run based on the ROI. Isn't that absolutely incredible? That was probably a few years back, maybe not even considered as a possible option, and that is happening today. The unique observation number 2 was since 59% of all the shopping on Cyber Monday, for example, happened beyond office hours. So let us say before 8 in the morning or after 5 in the evening. Now 59% is an incredible number, but one of the things which really struck as pretty unique was the RLSA campaigns, or the retargeting campaigns, worked exceptionally well. So retargeting, again, RLSA, just in a very simplistic sense for those of you who may not be very familiar with this term, is targeting those visitors who may have come to the site earlier but did not really buy anything, right? So they were again targeted back, and interestingly, the conversion rate of that visitor segment was significantly high as well. The other thing which really worked very well was the Gmail sponsored ads. Now, initially there was a lot of hesitation. Will the Gmail sponsored ads work? Those ads which pop up as you really sort of are checking your Gmail. Interestingly, that is one of the places where we were able to, for our clients, get about a 400% ROI, that is the revenue by cost, the amount that we spend on the sponsored ads, which was incredible. I mean, which was more than double of what normally the Gmail sponsored ads really deliver. The third observation was, again, one of those wow moments, honestly speaking, as I was reading through the research which was done by the team. We normally relate mobile as driving the top of the funnel or top of the funnel search queries, right? You normally start the search process using your mobile device. But in this case, the interesting part was we saw that, just take a look at we actually mapped in a search query how many words are there. And we saw that the size or the length of mobile searches went up by about 24%. 24% is an incredible number because we are talking of words within a search query or a keyword phrase. Let us say that the search phrase became 25% longer. Let us just put it that way. That means people were doing a lot more long tail keyword search. And when does long tail happen? Long tail normally happens when you are at or near the bottom of the funnel. You don't really start the entire buying process with a long tail search. You normally tend to end a buying process with a long tail search. And that itself is a remarkable statement right there, because that means people were often using mobile devices as the last click prior to making a purchase. In fact, based on our research, 20% of all the online sales which has happened in this 4-day period can be attributed to the last click coming from a mobile device. That is an incredibly high number. This number, again, to put things in context or perspective, just in 2012, I sort of keep on referring to 2012 because that was a pretty interesting landmark year for multiple reasons. One reason was that really was when mobile really started growing. But in 2012, it was less than 6% of all the online purchases happened from mobile devices. That number went up to 20% this year. Who knows where it will sort of land by 2015 holiday season. What was the unique observation number 4? This is again more of technical, tactical stuff. So product listing ads or the Google shopping ads are those images plus a brief description that you see once you go on your search engine results page, right? SERP. And that is where it was a very interesting observation that product listing ads on smartphones outperformed significantly the product listing ads performance on desktop and tablets. So again, the CTRs for PLAs and mobile devices is significantly higher than their counterparts viewed through desktop or even a tablet. The other interesting part was the cost per click for the product listing ads was 50% lower for smartphone compared to desktop. So think of the magnitude of the opportunity. You have high click-through rates, but you have almost half the cost per click. So if anyone had been on the ball and had done substantial amount of planning around the Google Shopping or the product listing ads, etc., they could have really done exceptionally well and maximized this rather interesting and unique opportunity which came up during this holiday season. Another pretty interesting observation was we saw some very advanced advertisers, and when you say talk of advanced, you talk of obviously Amazon, right? So we talk about using search advertising in a smart fashion, and I have been conducting workshops through almost entire 2013 and 2014, very specifically trying to explain the importance of search advertising from a consumer journey perspective. Unfortunately, I still see even some sophisticated marketers going ahead and not trying to address the post-purchase dissonance, right? It has been proven as a fact, and if you really sort of look at maybe, in this audience that we have, let us say, assume that 50% of you are retailers, and you probably would sort of agree with me when I say that the overall percentage returns goes up significantly during holiday season or after holiday season, right? That is because a lot of the purchases the consumer makes during holiday seasons are impulse purchases, not very well thought out, or probably they just sort of jump into sort of get the best deal, and then suddenly when the product they get the product, they are a little disappointed and they never return this. We were very pleasantly surprised and very excited to see Amazon specifically advertise on keywords like how do I return on Amazon, right? And there they have put the customer service number, get help faster, Amazon. They have the entire full ad. But if you do the same keyword search on Macy's, how do I return on Macy's? What would come up is probably product listing ads and standard ads, right? So very, very happy that Amazon has been able to be proactive enough to address and look at search advertising as an important component or an important channel component or an element which addresses different stages of the consumer journey. Someone who is typing in how do I return on Amazon, give them the information to make that experience easy for them. The interesting part is we have seen that whenever someone has done that, right, address the post-purchase dissonance and the buying cycle, the return rates actually have gone down. So you can actively lower your return rates by advertising on certain keywords that you would not otherwise be thinking of when you think of paid search. Because normally when you think of paid search, unfortunately even still today we don't really take a consumer journey approach. We take how can we drive more sales to our site. But paid search is a very important part to play when you sort of complete the cycle. So those were the 5 pretty unique observations. I'll quickly jump into our holiday calendar because Marin tells me that I'm running a little late on my session, but I'll just quickly go through this. So this calendar is something that we have produced since 2011. It has been very, very popular. Again, probably the color coding makes it a little attractive to see. So what we try to do is we try to forecast the cost per click increase for the non-brand generic terms for the top 12 retail categories on those days. So let me repeat that. We try to forecast what is the increase year on year that you can expect in the non-brand generic terms or non-brand terms for a particular category for 12 retail categories, and what is the increase. Now, why is that important? Because that also conveys that the overall competition increases at that day, and normally you would expect the competition increases on those days which are high retail days or big retail days as such, right? So for all the days which have been marked in red, we are expecting an intense competition, and again driven by the fact we also believe that those would be some major online retail days still. The ones which are marked in orange, we are forecasting a 25% increase in cost per click. Again, we are expecting them to be moderate compared to the red days as such. But we believe there would be a fair amount of retail activity there as well. And finally, we have the yellows, which would not be as much compared to the other two. Now, what are some of the things that you should expect as a retailer, right? What you should expect during specifically the red and the orange days, much more frequent promotional changes by large retailers. Retailers, as we mentioned, would be tracking the ROI on an hourly basis and changing their promotions very frequently. So you should anticipate that most clearly and most definitely. So what should you do as a small retailer or a medium retailer? You should pick the right battles. And how do you pick the right battles? You should pick the right products that you want to advertise, and that is going to be your big defense against this onslaught of the major retailers, specifically since the start of the holiday season, as we all know, has not been as strong as we had all expected it to. The second thing is mobile search specifically, just because of the immediacy perspective, would be very important between 15th of December and 19th of December. We believe that the percentage of mobile search led purchases, which as I mentioned during the Thanksgiving weekend, in certain cases exceeded 20%, would go up even further during the last full week prior to Christmas. We would very strongly request and recommend all of you take a look at the Go Local strategy, because I mean, if you have talked to your shipping provider, let us say it is UPS shipping provider, you should most clearly go ahead and try to see if your last shipping day or ground shipping day can still be negotiated and push it as much as we potentially can, because we can almost guarantee you that the percentage of purchases which happen in the last few days would be enormous. It would be much bigger than what we have ever seen in the history of, let us say, this Black Friday and the Thanksgiving Day craziness. Last but not the least, we have made a prediction. We are predicting that the biggest shopping day, and we are making a rather audacious prediction that it would be the second largest online shopping day this year, would be December 15th. It would be one of those very rare occasions, probably the only time, when a day would actually beat Black Friday in terms of importance and would be number 2 after Cyber Monday in terms of the overall online sales transactions. So that's what I had in my part. Let me hand it back to Marin. We would absolutely love to answer all of your questions. I know we have run over a little bit, but this is very important for all of you to understand, understandably, being the holiday season and the criticality. So I will be happy to address all of your questions after Marin's section. Marin, back to you.
All right, thank you, Dan. That was really informative and a lot of information. So, just to summarize everything that Dan just covered, the first thing is we've seen an overall about 14% year-over-year growth in online sales over the Thanksgiving weekend. Also, we've seen a change in consumer behavior. It's quite clear based on the Black Friday midday spike Dan talked about as far as searches and orders when shoppers are supposed to be in stores. So, based on that, we're noticing that Thanksgiving Day is cannibalizing Black Friday sales, but what we question, is it also causing shopping fatigue, because people are shopping and maybe they don't feel like going out on Black Friday after shopping all night on Thanksgiving. Also, we've noticed an increase in mobile search query length, and that's indicating that mobile is also moving down the search to purchase funnel. Thus, mobile orders accounted for over 20% of online orders this Thanksgiving weekend. What we really highly recommend is, as Dan covered our holiday calendar, we recommend that you look at your marketing plan and recalibrate based on the calendar that we shared. And also, last thing we noticed is that the percentage of sales during the week of December 14th, as Dan said, is going to hit an all-time high. And we do feel that December 15th has the potential to beat Black Friday as the second biggest online shopping day for 2014. So if you have any questions or would like to learn more about NetElixir Search Marketing Services and Technology, you can contact me directly, marin@netelixir.com. And also, we'd love to hear your feedback. We do have a survey available. If you could fill out the survey about today's webinar and provide your insights with us, how you felt and what you learned, and any feedback. Also invite you to follow us on Twitter @NetElixir. So what we're going to do, even though it's a little bit over, we'd love to at least try to be able to answer a few questions. So feel free to type them in, and we'll answer as many as we can. And then certainly I can follow up with anyone else afterwards. Certainly, I see the question: will this presentation be available for download? Yes, absolutely. We will be sharing this presentation with everyone so that you can review the holiday calendar and everything else that we shared. Also, another question I see here, Udayan, what are your forecasts for the entire holiday season?
That's a very difficult and a very difficult question to answer, Marin. But given the start that we have seen that has been made for the holiday season, I think we feel fairly confident that the overall holiday season sales, at least online, would still grow by about 14% compared to 2013 holiday season. I know it has been a slower start than expected, but we still feel that just the percentage of last minute or the last week purchases or sales would really propel the overall online holiday season. When I say holiday season, it's primarily we're talking about Thanksgiving till about Christmas. That sale quantum would still go up online by about 14%. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Dan. Another question. Do you have any last-minute advice for retail search marketers?
Well, I think my last-minute advice is one, probably about three. The first one would be select or identify the products that you really want to focus on, because it will be, honestly speaking, stupid to go ahead and try to advertise for everything, because we can almost guarantee that the aggressiveness of the large retailers in terms of their promotional effectiveness will be very, very high, and you just can't compete with them if you really try to do everything. So focus as to where you really want to fight the battles. So what products do you want to choose? The second one, I think, would be I still would very strongly recommend that you use our holiday marketing calendar and probably relook at all the promotions that you have planned for the last week, because we feel very confident in saying that the last week can make a big difference in terms of how you really overall perform regarding the search marketing or even the overall business from the holiday season perspective.
Okay, thank you, Dan. Let's see here. I think we have time for one more. Let's see here. On slide 13, you compare impressions to clicks. How is that impressions can be less than clicks?
Yeah, I'm sorry, we should have clarified. This is not really impressions. This is percentage of clicks which happened within that hour. So it is clicks in that hour divided by the total number of clicks. So if there were 100 clicks which happened on Black Friday, let us say 5 clicks happened between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. So the number would be 5%. I'm sorry, I should have clarified. These are not absolute numbers, but it is the percentage of clicks which shows the trends, because otherwise it's almost impossible to compare impressions, clicks, and orders because the level of magnitude is totally different. Sorry about
okay.
that.
All right, so for all the other questions we have, definitely we'll reach out to you and answer them afterwards. And certainly you can email me, marin@netelixir.com, with any additional questions you think of later on. But we really do appreciate your time today. Thank you so much for joining us, and wish you the best and happy selling and successful holiday season to everyone.
And happy holidays to everyone.
Absolutely.
I mean, any other unanswered question, we'll be sending out an email with the answers for that. Thank you very much for joining us, and happy holidays.
Thank you, everyone. Take care. Bye.